the other question that I always get is, what is ethical hacking versus cybersecurity versus information assurance versus IT service operations, right? There are all these terms in the industry, and they're all kind of pockets underneath this big IT umbrella. Now, when we talk about cybersecurity, it means different things to different people. I'll just be honest. Everybody has a different term for it. So, as I said, when I got started in the industry, we used to call it information security. That was the old term back in the 90s and early 2000s. And then it became information assurance. And that was more of a policy-driven thing. Information assurance was much more about policy and procedure. And then cybersecurity kind of became the buzzword. And so everybody started changing everything to cybersecurity, right? Heck, you go to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/JasonDionTraining. You will see we have a series that we do on Mondays called the Cybersecurity Minute. Why? Because people search for the term cybersecurity, right? Really, we're talking about the same stuff we've been talking about for decades. Password security, wireless hacking. We talk about penetration testing and ethical hacking. We talk about careers. We talk about certifications. All that stuff that falls in the information security realm, it's now called cybersecurity, right? And then the third one we have is IT service management or IT operations. And that's more of the service side, right? That's the help desks and the customer service stuff and operating and running the servers, right? We have to make sure we add accounts and we delete accounts and all that stuff that goes into taking care of operations so that people can do their job, right? We want to create value for our business so our business can create value for our customers. And IT operations are at the center of that because everything we do now relies on computers. How many of you could go to work today and do your job if the computer network was down at work? I couldn't, right? In any of my jobs, right? If I'm a teacher, it's really hard to teach without a computer nowadays because everything is tied to, we're going to do this lab simulation, we're going to tie it, we're going to do this, we're going to record it, we're going to present it on a screen. I mean, yeah, I can get the old whiteboard and the pen, but it's going to take us 3 times longer to teach it. Can you, so that's one of the things, right? In my day job where I'm doing cybersecurity, for lack of a better term, right? We do a lot of cybersecurity, right? We do scan, patch, scan, and we find the vulnerabilities across our global network and we're patching them and we're trying to secure it from attack. That's what we do. And if there's an incident, we have to then launch an incident response team and we go and take care of all of that. Everything we do there relies on computers. Everything, right? Because it's all email-based, portal-based, traffic analysis-based. We can't do our jobs without our computers. It's just we're so tied into it. And that's the way our world is right now. Cybersecurity is just such a huge thing where everything is really just tied together at this point. So that's kind of the idea of cybersecurity. And so it's very broad. So when you say, I have people say, I want to get into the cybersecurity field. And I go, cool. Which part? Do you want to be a system administrator? Because guess what? They're local defenders. They are cybersecurity too. Do you want to be a network engineer? Well, they need to design it securely to start with. They're cybersecurity too. Do you want to be a policy guy? Well, that's cybersecurity too, because if we don't have the policy, then the people who are implementing it and putting the technical things in place don't know what they're doing either. And so all of this becomes cybersecurity. And so it really becomes such a broad term, it kind of loses its meaning. And that's one of the struggles that my organization is going with right now as we try to define cybersecurity and what is cyber, because it's so broad and it got to the point where, especially on the government side, if you had the word cyber, your programs got funded. Whereas if you had the word information security, people didn't care as much. And so everything became cyber to the point where nothing became cyber. You'll see this in companies as well in the civilian sector where, this is the shiny object and the CEO goes, we need to add more cybersecurity. And he doesn't even know what he's talking about when he says more cybersecurity. And then some company comes in and tries to sell them some great product that's going to solve all of their problems. So that's one of those issues that you got to think about as well.